You have insurance or you don't have insurance, it can be deadly and dangerous.
Right now at 11, heartbroken families are pushing for accountability and change from a major company based in Indianapolis. Good evening to you. At 11 o'clock, I'm Mark Mullins. Tomorrow, people living with diabetes and their families are holding a vigil in front of Eli Lilly for people who have lost their lives while rationing expensive and life-saving insulin. RTV6's Cameron Riddle spoke with a mother who wants big pharmaceutical companies to know they're making it nearly impossible to survive diabetes.
For many of us, all we need to survive is air, food, and some amount of sleep. But for diabetics, it's a totally different story. Their life depends on insulin, a life necessity they say is now too expensive thanks to companies like Eli Lilly.
Lots of people are having to ration their insulin because the cost is way too expensive. It's around $300 list price for one vial of insulin, and people need 1, 2, 3, or even 4 vials per month.
Elizabeth Feaster knows the price of insulin all too well. Each month, she and thousands of others are at the mercy of the money in their pocket and the pharmaceutical companies who control the literal cost to stay alive. That's why this weekend they will hold a vigil outside the Indianapolis headquarters of Eli Lilly, one of 3 major companies they say have increased insulin prices by 1,300%.
We're going to say this has to stop. The price has to be lowered, and we have to stop being extorted for a medication that was meant to be available to everyone and should be affordable to all.
That was not the case for Nicole Smith Holt's son, Alec. He, too, had diabetes, but died less than 1 month after being kicked off of his mother's health insurance when he turned 26. Alec, a restaurant manager, was trying to ration his insulin because he couldn't afford to pay full price.
You know, he was 26. He was feeling proud and didn't want to have to come to mom and dad to ask for a little bit of money. And he decided that he would try and stretch out his insulin and try to make it last until payday. Unfortunately, his body was found 3 days prior to payday. So he was very close to making it. But it's playing Russian roulette with your lives when you have to ration a life-sustaining medication.
This mother wants companies like Eli Lilly to know they are killing the people who are fighting to stay alive. She says it's beyond time for change.
My son's blood is on their hands, the blood of every single type 1 diabetic who's lost their lives because they can't afford the product that you create to sustain their life. It's on their hands.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Well, that vigil is happening tomorrow at 8 across from Eli Lilly's headquarters on Delaware Street. This year, Indiana passed a law that created a committee to examine why life-saving drug prices have been skyrocketing.